Hello, my name is Ray Chiaramonte, and I'm the current chair of the APA New Urbanism Division. I would like to introduce to you today a program that we have to help our members educate the public and elected officials and civic leaders on the concept of new urbanism. It's all about a concept called form-based planning. The adage form follows function, made famous by American architectural giant Lewis Henry Sullivan, professed that things shouldn't be designed out of old precedents, but the purpose of the building or object should determine its shape. The modernist movement in architecture was really the only respected design format between 1945 and 1984. Modernism had its roots before the turn of the last century, and it's evident in art, science, and philosophy. As these ideas influenced our lives, the basis for planning our livable spaces was created and accepted by the Supreme Court in the court case of Euclid versus Ambler. It took shape over the next 25 years as high-rises grew up, automobiles rolled out, and suburbia spread across the nation. Euclidean zoning, as most cities across America employ, encourages a separate use, automobile-dependent pattern of development. If I live on a cul-de-sac in the suburbs, I have to commute to work in the city. Visits to the store or for a night out on the town require a drive to the town's entertainment or commercial districts. And sending Johnny off to school requires a trip on the school bus or mom making a drop-off. In the mid-90s, planners began to turn the form follows function philosophy upside down. We realized that buildings will usually outlast their occupants and find new life performing a different function. In essence, function can follow form. For example, this condominium project was formerly a factory that made cigar boxes. My father actually had his first job there when he was 14 years old and had to quit school after his mother had passed away. As our energy costs and environmental tolls rise, so does the desire to create places to live that are safe and convenient for pedestrian traffic and close to businesses and shops. Form-based planning de-emphasizes density and regulation of uses in favor of rules for shaping communities. Mixed uses are encouraged, especially around neighborhood and town centers. Greater attention is placed on the public space and how surrounding structures created. Mixed-use areas and a variety of housing types bring destinations closer to a wider array of people. It also encourages public participation in the design process to ensure a thorough discussion of land uses as the code is written. Creating a sound plan with resident or neighborhood input reduces conflict, misunderstandings, and the need for hearings as individual projects are reviewed. These plans use a simple pictorial style and contain all relevant information in a concise and easy-to-follow format. Conventional codes can be hundreds of pages long, filled with jargon and legalese that confuses and frustrates the inexperienced user. The use of form-based planning continues to gain acceptance and praise by developers and residents alike. Its principles can be used on new developments, but this style of planning also fits nicely into redevelopment areas. Here, the parking garage on 8th Avenue was designed to fit the style and scale of the existing neighborhood. Areas of Mississippi devastated by Hurricane Katrina started to implement form-based codes in the rebuilding process. The City of Temple Terrace is using the principles of form-based planning in the 56th Street redevelopment project to encourage pedestrian travel and more activities in the downtown area. While the planning stages for form-based projects can be difficult and lengthy, once the code is agreed upon, developers and builders have a precise and clear idea of what structures can and cannot be built in the area. Zoning hearings and reviews can be expedited in this simpler realm, so long-run costs are reduced. Not all of our zoning laws get tossed out the window in favor of form-based planning. Land uses still play a big part in determining the viability of future projects, but easing some restrictions for use creates atmospheres that are more conducive to social interaction, increase property values, and boost the area's economy. The so-called SMART codes are usually broken down into about 6 different neighborhood categories, ranging from rural to urban core. Acceptable scale and design elements are determined for each category, and individual neighborhoods within the categories may add to specific elements of the design code, such as material types and architectural elements. As form-based planning becomes more accepted in the state and nation, the public will find that they have more input into how their neighborhoods look and function. Developers will also find that it's easier for their projects to be approved because the community will accept what they're doing, thereby making the project more easily approvable by the elected officials. Hope you learned something about an important tool to help promote new urbanism, form-based planning. For additional information on new urbanism, go to the American Planning Association website at www.planning.org/newurbanism.